America was founded for the whites by the whites. They are called the WASPs, White Anglo-Saxon Protestants. They made it for themselves. So you don't have that kind of reality where you are coming from. So why is this fascination with America? America can do this, America can do that. The people you are talking about, the owners of the land, have been shoved away to the reservations. I don't want anybody to take my land and put me in reservations. We have to be careful with this American fascination. It's a great country. There's so much we can learn from them, but you cannot take things hook, line, and sinker and just carry it and just transplant it and say, America does it, we can do it. You will not be able to do it. And it's not because you're not capable, it's because you are different. Your reality is different. The point is that the way they were able to structure their country, you cannot divorce that structure from their history. How they got the country, how they displaced the people, how they shoved them one side, how they took over the land, how they structured the original 13 Commonwealth, the states, how they bought other spaces, how they expanded America. That's not the story of Nigeria. So why would we expect that Nigeria will be structured the way America is structured when our history is different from their history? In 1954, if ZIK had known this simple thing, he would not have spoken against what Awolowo was saying. And why did Awolowo make the Soviet Union as an example? Because it's similar. Even Russia today is made up of several ethnic groups. So think of what the USSR was like. In the 90s, about 19 nations came out of one USSR, from that federation. So to use them as an example makes better sense than to just be shouting America, America, as if people cannot think beyond, oh, I went to America and I can move anywhere. Therefore, meanwhile, this person that is talking does not understand anything about the political structure of America. All he knows is that, I can eat burger and get on the subway. So let's go back to what ZIK said. He said, I pointed out a case, I think that of Texas versus White, where Mr. Salmon Chase, the Chief Justice, laid down the principle, he was an arbiter, that the Union was intended to be perpetual and indivisible, and that any attempt to divide the Union by secession was treasonable. The North NPC supported action group. The question was then, should we have secession? The colonial office came to our rescue. The usual principle of Britain, divide and rule, laughs. By the way, this thing I'm reading is from Nnamdi Azikiwe's interview with New Nigeria in 1975. This is Azikiwe himself saying it. He says here, the question was then, should we have secession? So think about it. There are three groups: the North, the East, the West. The North and the West want it. The East doesn't. What should we have? Should we have it or not have it if we're really using democracy? 2 out of 3 is a majority, isn't it? So you would have expected that those who are shouting democracy, democracy will say, oh, 2 want it, 1 doesn't want it, let 2 have it. The question was then, should we have secession? The colonial office came to our rescue. The usual principle of Britain, divide and rule. He laughs. But this time it was in our favor. So the colonial office backed us. Who were the us? How can you travel to the UK to have a constitutional conference and you say us, and the us did not mean Nigeria? The us, the US, was not Nigeria. The us meant Eastern Nigeria, the us meant NCNC. So you are 3 people from one nation. You went to argue for what you want in that nation to the white man. The white man now, the two of the 3 say something, you alone say I want something else. The white man supports you and you are happy. The white man supports you and you are happy, but he colonized you. He colonized you. He is now saying no to what he knows will make you grow. And you are happy that he supported, and then you say, how did he even say it? The colonial office backed us. It says this time it was in our favor. So the colonial office backed us. They backed you against the collective. So there's a will or the desire of the collective, and then there is, whatever you found to be fascinating to you as a group, and then you will sacrifice the will, the desire, the dream of the collective on the altar of selfishness. If you don't understand selfishness, this is the definition of selfishness. He was obsessed with American system in order to safeguard his people. That's what he was doing. Azikiwe used American system to justify the indissolubility and the indivisibility of Nigeria as a federation. Now think about it. Oyinbo no wan make you put secession. Your brother, your own person waiting for the same nation, say make you put secession. You can't say, oh, you prefer waiting Oyinbo talk, especially because it favors you. But this is where it gets crazy. Let me continue. Lord Chandos said that on the face of the arguments before him, it would be suicidal to incorporate secession in our constitution, and that is why we have section 86 in our constitution, that if any region or state should secede, then it will be an act of treason. And that was what led to this war, because Colonel Ojukwu seceded and so violated the constitution. We're going to go back to the book where we started from. I just think it's important to branch, where will they go no far now, where will they branch plenty? Bitan loji, bitan ya lopo.